Thank you very, very much. So while we wait just a few minutes for every other person to join, so I'll just give you a little bit background of what Leaders Coven is, what we are trying to do, and also what we are focusing on today. So Leaders Coven is a community of intentional leaders, and what we mean by intentional leaders is that leaders that are onto something. It's popular that everybody is a leader. In your own right, you are a leader. In whatever thing you are good at, in your own area of expertise. Some people are leader at. Let me use the wrong example now. Some people they are a leader in writing. Some have leadership in gossiping. Some have just random examples. But what I'm trying to say in essence is that a leader, a leader leads something and is uniquely capable of championing a particular area of life. So intentionality means that such a person is actually pursuing a vision. Such a person is conscious and responsible. Such a person wants to make the best of their life, like wants to maximize their potential. Not everybody is interested in maximizing their potential. A lot of people are satisfied with the status quo. So where we are is a community of people who are not satisfied with where they are today. They want to be better as a person. They want to do more. They want to make more impact. They want to affect more lives. They want to live a better and more meaningful lives. They want to make more available to themselves and to others. So that's who we have. And we are driven by three core values. Number one is character. Character is the bedrock of life. A person without character cannot sustainably make any impact. The day they realize that you're a crook, it's the day everybody forgets about the good things you have done. No matter how good you have done in this world, the day it is found out that you are a crook, the day all the memory evaporates. So number one is character. So we are strongly believers. We are strong believers in the virtue of character. Number two is excellence. We strongly believe in excellence in what we do, in how we work together, in how we communicate, in how we do everything we do. So we have character, we have excellence. Yeah, so those are the two of three core values that define who we are as a people. So along the line, I also talk about the other values that define Leaders Coven. Before I do that, I want to highlight our focus today. Our focus today is around goal setting. Our speaker is on the call already, but I'll take my time to introduce her very soon. So our focus today is around goal setting. And if you remember, John, I don't know whether any other person was around last year. Was it last year, December? Now when we talked about refocusing for maximum impact. Hey, and we're trying to analyze, or let me say, design a simple framework for setting goals. How do we set goals, and what's the rationale for the kind of goals we set? Yes, I can remember then we tried to design the most important reason, or let me say the most important reason for living is purpose. And if we all believe in the purpose we are supposed to fulfill, then every person is supposed to have a goal around their purpose. And in fact, science has proven that the best motivation is internal. That is, the best thing that motivates us and beyond the external things. Definitely, people are motivated by external things. You want to buy a new car, you want to own a new house, you want to buy a new phone. These are good things. You want to climb to the toppest echelon in your career ladder. These are good things. But we also realize that there are bigger things that drive people to want to succeed in life. And one of the bigger things is purpose. The desire to want to make impact in the life of others. Some people, what is motivating them is that I want to give my mom a better life than she gave me. And because of that, they are doing everything to ensure that their mom have a better life. I mean, any things that are focused on others per se gives a stronger motivation for living. So I mean, that was it for last year, December. So I don't know whether we still all have our goals with us, our big area of the ashes go, but whether you do or you don't, tonight is the night where we talk about how to recalibrate. Let me even ask, if you had a new year goal, raise up your hand. You had a goal at the beginning of the new year. Wow. Who else? John, you didn't have a goal. Precious, did you have a goal at the beginning of this year? I think I'll call people. Okay, Precious had a goal. I want to believe. Who else? John had a goal. Mary, what about you? Did you have a goal at the beginning of the year? Mary, you were clapping. Clap. I want to know if you had a goal. Just raise your hand. How about Bola? Bola, did you have a goal? Hmm. Bola, did you have a goal at the beginning of the year? So let's start asking these questions just to see if you're on the same page. Okay, my next question is that if you had a did you realize you set a goal that by the time now we're in June and you not really made so much progress on, like if you set a goal in January and this is June and you realize that you not made any much progress on, let me see your hand. So I'm not the only one. I think I should also raise my hand because I have a goal that I set. In fact, you have to laugh at me. I didn't just set a goal. I set monthly commitment that I must do to achieve that goal. I didn't do it 1 month. I tried to do it, it did not work. I just gave up. I didn't give up. I just like I need to have a better system for this goal. I mean, so whether you had a goal at the beginning of the year or you are here with us tonight with a goal that you not even touched on, I think tonight is the night for you. So our guest speaker is here to help us demystify why do people set wrong goals, and even after people have set the right goals, why do they fail to achieve that goal? So I will open the floor for our speaker for tonight, Gloria Adesina, to introduce herself and then to just set a pace for our conversation tonight. Gloria, are you with us? So when Gloria fixes her network, all right, one of the things I wanted to mention then, and which is core to what we're doing, and in fact, which is fundamental to everything we do on Leaders Coven retreat and even subsequent meetings, is the third core value of Leaders Coven, which is courage. I mean, if there's one thing that is in short supply in this world, it is courage. A lot of people are not courageous to stand up and speak. They are not courageous to sit down and listen. They are not courageous to take on their vision. They are not courageous to bet on themselves. And because of that, they settle for the easy life. They settle for what's most available. So there's this story about why the lion is the king of the jungle. The lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. I mean, we have a cheetah and all the likes. The lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. We have the elephant and many other animals like that. The lion is not the most intelligent animal in the jungle. Look at the tortoise. Look at some of these smart animals. But what makes the lion the king of the jungle? Because the lion is the most courageous. Think about it. A lion will see an elephant and will think to itself that I can eat that thing. Think about it. It's like David seeing Goliath and saying that your head I will give to the birds of the air. How do you fathom that? How do you come to that belief? It's just courage. Courage to take on things that are bigger than yourself. Courage to do things that you've not done before. Courage to step out of a comfort zone. Courage to want to be more, to want to do more, to want to be the fullest version of yourself, not the version that people are expecting. I mean, that's the essentiality of leadership. There's no leadership without courage. So we've talked about character, it's fundamental. We've talked about excellence, which cannot be bargained. But at the heart of what leadership is courage. In fact, the courageous without character and sometimes without excellence will achieve more than the man with character and excellence without courage, because you only be in your village, nobody will know you. In fact, that your character may not actually count for much in this world. It doesn't have any ripple effects. I mean, courage is everything. Don't forget that one of the reasons we have bad leaders leading us in Nigeria today is because the bad leaders are the courageous ones. Good people do not want to go into politics. It's too dirty. They will kill them. This will happen, that one will happen. But the bad guys, they say, Emi no come. Goodness gracious, like I'm the next in line. I'm not saying that the person that said that is the bad guy, but I'm just saying that terminology as people who are with bad intentions are bold, seriously bold. They are seriously bold. I mean, seriously bold. They take bold things, bold decisions. But those that have a good intentions, they just shiver. They stay in their comfort zone. I mean, and that's the whole essence of what we are here to do. We are here to sharpen ourselves. We are here to develop our courage. We are here to develop our competence and refine our character. That's the essence of what we are doing tonight. And if you say what the meeting tonight, what are we trying to do? We are trying to forge courage. Why do we need to set big goals? Why do we need to achieve our goals? There's a dopamine effect you get from achieving your goals. There's a feeling, a good feeling that I can take bigger mountains. If I can achieve this, that's why we have milestones. So if you can achieve this, you can take on the world. Goal setting is paramount to leading effectively and doing big things in this world. So I'll just go ahead and ask for expectations. So I know you are here tonight. What do you expect from this meeting? What do you expect to get from this meeting? So let me start from Mary. Mary, what's your expectation for tonight?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, thank you for putting together this meeting. Actually, I've been saying it since you started pursuing. I feel like I need to be, I need to join this meeting because I need to know how to maximize the remaining 6 months of this year to get the result I actually want. So I'm hoping to, learn about the practical ways in which I can, maximize my 6 months, set new goals and, work towards them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we are on the same page. Like, how can I actually maximize the remaining of the 6 months? I know that some goals have stalled, but there's still time. 6 months is enough to do things I've not done before. Okay, thank you very much for that. Let me ask, Precious. Precious, what do you expect to gain from tonight's call?
All right, so good evening, everybody, once again.
Good
At first,
evening.
I'm very happy to be here. Why? Because this is a community of leaders, and I know each and everyone's expertise. We know the best strategy to navigate this, and especially from our guest speaker. What I expected mostly this night is maybe to get some other clear insight. I mean, applicable principles that could help, yes, that could help, because I have a goal when I started this year and I've not ticked everything yet. And it's not now that I know that sometimes the set plan A and plan B also may not work, and they will just keep reiterating to get your definite answers. So I'm just seeking for clarity and other insight from other experts to know how to come to realization of what you have been expecting. That's one personally, so that by the end of this meeting, I could get the next line of action. I'll bring me more closer to achieving my goal for the rest of the year. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honestly, you're totally right that principles are powerful. And in reality, in life, plan we have a plan A and realize that the plan morphs into something else along the line. Because life does not always go according to perfectly according to plan. There's always room for adjustments, there's always room for adaptation as we move forward in our path. Joshua, you're welcome to the call. Happy to see you. Elijah, you're welcome. Elijah, do you mind sharing with us your expectation from call tonight? Mayowa.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sorry, my name is Moses. I joined with another person's phone. My
Okay.
my phone is having issue at the moment. So, all right. So for tonight, like everybody has rightly said, at the beginning of the year, I have goals, but sometimes I used to. I think the last time I checked was last month to see how far I've achieved in that goal, and I discovered that some of them have even crash landed or something like that. So tonight I'm looking to get strategies on how I can maximize the next 6 months that is remaining in this year. And also sometimes when we set goals and we don't achieve that goal, I don't achieve that goal, there's always this feeling of maybe I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing what it takes to achieve that goal. Meanwhile, I feel like I'm trying on my own. So how to overcome those kind of feelings or something like that. I don't know if you try to get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
right.
So it is
So
that
it's that
there are goals
there
you
are
set
those
that have
steps that
crash landed,
standards,
and
and
then
then
how do
how
you get to
to
achieve those
respond
consistently?
confidently.
Yeah, I get it right.
Yeah, yes, not for the second one. Like I feel like I have a goal and I should have achieved that goal by now, but it seems like I'm not even close, and I'm still doing some things that should make me achieve those goals already. But it's just like my effort are not showing the results that is
Mm.
meant to. Yeah.
Wow, that's very
That's
positive.
very important.
Okay,
Good,
great.
good.
Now that we have expectation set, um, Gloria, are you back? Can you hear us? Let me see if Gloria is back on the call. Hey, Gloria, are you there with us now?
Hi, hi, everyone. As you can hear me, just signify. You can use your reactions or just raise your hands.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much. I can see that hand. Thank you. Let me turn on my camera so you can see my face. Hi, everyone. Good evening. It's such a delight to be here. Thank you so much, Boluwatife, for inviting me on this conversation. Thank you. All right. I heard it's a conversation, but I already went ahead to prepare a slide for everyone. Okay. Before I open the floor for conversations, I'd just like to share a few of my views. We open the floor for conversations. I know we all have many questions. I have questions too. So we all have questions, and we are going to answer the question after this short presentation. So before I came on board, I already had a few of your expectations, even though I don't have all in my mind. But I want to believe that this short presentation I'm going to share with you will address some of the things in your mind. And so if you still have other questions after this, just feel free to maybe share in the chat box, or maybe we open the meeting for people to talk and have address everything. All right, let me share my screen. All right, so this is our mid-year recalibration, right? And how to achieve the remaining 2026 goals in 6 months with clarity, purpose, and systems. Okay. I feel like there's some things I'm going to say that might be a little different from what you want to hear. I know some people expect a lot of motivation. Okay, do this, go for it, you can do it. Yes, you're going to get to that part, but there are some things I want to share that are very, very important in goal setting and execution, right? Okay, let me just move on. Yeah, my slides are very punchy and they are straightforward, right? So in goal setting, the most important thing, the most important subject is you, not your goal. A lot of people want to do big things. I want to do this. I want it to be said that maybe my name is Tosin Adewale. I want it to be said that Tosin Adewale in her lifetime was able to impact in the whole universe in just 2 years. It's good, it's exciting, it's amazing. But one thing I just want you to know is that if that person who wants to execute, that person who wants to set a goal and achieve it is not yet built in himself, the person cannot achieve it. That's the truth. I know we've heard so many things like, oh, you can do it. There's no limit to what you can do. Go for it. Just be this and just be that. It's amazing. But many people are hearing words. They are being motivated by words they don't even have the capacity to respond to. No, now listen to me. If you ask a baby lion to roar, it's going to feel frustrated because it's still growing, right? It does not have the capacity to roar yet. It can only, please, I don't know what's the sound a baby, like, did I say elephant? I meant lion
It's a
actually.
lion. Yeah.
Okay, lions. Okay, if you ask a baby lion to roar, it has the ability and the potential to roar, but it has not grown and built capacity enough for it to grow to roar. So it will feel frustrated. So I don't know if any of you have ever felt frustrated about motivational quotes at any point in your life. Me, I have felt it all. There was a time I just told myself that enough of attending events. What I need is not events. What I need is the discipline to build myself and be courageous enough to take steps towards executing my goals. Right? So I wrote it here right now that the most important person in goal setting is you, and then the person whose life will be changed by your vision. I'm going to talk about this other part, that and the people whose life will be changed by your vision. I'll talk about that as we move on, right? So many people try to lift and what they've not. So I wrote it here right now that if your desire is to serve nations, then you must first become that person who has built enough strength, capacity, and influence that what nations can drink from without emptying yourself. See, I always say something that the best thing you can give to people is an overflow of what you have filled yourself with. An overflow of what you have filled yourself with. So you're not going there to empty. Well, shall I use the word empty yourself? See, the best place to be, right, is to have built yourself so well that people are coming to take out of the overflow of what is already deposited inside you. So before you start trying to motivate yourself to, oh, I can do this, what have you built capacity? A place of building capacity, and there is a place of stretching yourself to do much more than what, maybe a little more than what you've built yourself, because there's still a place of stretching yourself. I was going to put out an Instagram post recently, but a number of things came up, and I don't just know. I could not just put it up. And this is what I wanted to share. I want the law of processes. The truth is that if you have not built yourself for something, if you've not built the muscles for something, you cannot do it. Just do you have you have to take some actions? Someone gave an illustration, and I would like to share it here. He said, can you climb a two-story building? Yes, you can climb a two-story building. But do you know that if you don't take steps to get there, you can't stretch your leg to climb two-story buildings? Okay, let me not even say two-story building. Let me just talk about pavements. You know those houses that used to have some, how to explain it though? It looks like a big step, right? Some people can jump into the house without having to climb the step. Why some people? Because maybe they are not tall enough, or they are not just strong. Oh, you said balcony. Okay. All right. So some people, probably because they are not strong enough, right? Or their legs are not long enough, or they are not tall enough, they'll not be able to climb that place. So in that same house, they created stairs for some people to climb and get there. You agree with me that it's possible for some people to jump into the house without having to pass the step. But some people have to climb the step one after the other. Some people have to climb the step maybe 2 at a time or 3 at a time, right? So it's the same thing too with achievement of goals. There are sometimes you just have to submit yourself to the laws of processes and stop frustrating yourself about, oh, so Labada did this, I cannot do it. If this person can do it, me too, I can do it. Yes, let other people's processes, let other people's goal achievements be a motivation for you. But understand that you have to submit to the laws of processes, and you have to do it as fast as possible. It's like building muscles. When you go to the gym first, if your capacity is to carry 5 kg, nobody will give you 50 kg. That's the truth. And the frustration many of us find ourselves is the fact that we're trying to carry 50 kg when we've only built capacity for 5 kg. So when you go to the gym, when your capacity is for 5 kg, what you now do is you could start at, let's say, 7 kg or 10 kg. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that you don't limit yourself to your ability, right? And you also don't try to place so much burden on yourself beyond what you are capable of doing. There is a balance to this. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, so that's it. So now let's talk about why goals fail. Yes, Andy, submitting to the laws of processes, you just have to. Nobody's telling you that you cannot do it. You can actually do it, but you have to grow your muscles to be able to do it. So I would like to talk about why goals fail. Why goals fail. Oh, I set out to do this at the beginning of the year, but then I just was unable to do it. Me too, I've set goals though. Even the goals I set for the first half of the year, I have not achieved everything. Yes, I've not achieved everything. But then this second quarter of the year is going to be amazing. Really amazing. All right. So why goals fail? Yeah, understanding failure is the first step to rewriting your results. So why is it that I said this and I could not achieve it? So let me tell you, the first thing is that some of us think we are setting goals, but we are just writing wishes. You just a wish list. I'm not even going to lie to you. I still wrote a wish list this year. So I'm not even trying to come at anyone. I wrote a wish list. Some things on my shy is the word. Some goals I set this year were not actually goals. They were just wish lists. Because I know that I did not create realistic steps to get there, and I did not discipline myself enough to commit myself to the processes that leads me there. So I can say that they are just wish lists. See, to be very honest, it's not about the abundance of goals. See, this is the way I see it. I see it as there are just some things your mind can recognize. There's some goals you write down. There's some things you write down. Your mind will just know this is a wish list. This person is not trying to achieve it. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. See, you have to be realistic. Hey, see, one of the things I've told myself is you just have to be real with yourself. If you lie to yourself, you will never be able to do anything. You just have to be real with yourself. This thing I wrote is, or is it a goal? See, I have big goals. Oh, see how this person is. Oh, I have big goals. I set out to do this, and that. This is so amazing. Now you see your goals, and you're feeling excited. Wow, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh my God. I don't know if anybody feels that way, or is it only me? Have you written goals before? Better says to get $1 billion before the year ends. Oh yes, goals like that. I've set it to before. I want to save this amount of money, and you don't even have. See, okay, let me now give you an example. So Blessing says something like, maybe getting up to $1 billion before the end of this year. Okay, let me even keep it at 2 million. Let me just keep it at 2 million. You want to earn 2 million, which is, no, let me just keep it at 5 million. Okay, you want to earn 5 million in the first quarter of the year. Number one, you don't have a job. Number two, you don't even have the skill sets that can earn you the amount of money. Don't you think that that's already a wish list? Is it possible?
Yeah.
Yes, it's possible, but you don't have anything that can actually help you get there. You don't have the job, you don't have the skill set. See, even if you don't have a job at that point, but if you have the skill sets, and you know that if I put in this amount of work in the first month of the year, and if I pursue, let's say if I pursue my dream company, or if I leverage on the networks I have around me to get me into the kind of space I want to earn me this amount of money, then yes, I will be able to achieve it. See, for every goal you set, you need roadmaps to get there. Your mind needs to be able your mind needs to be able to recognize that this is a goal. Like your mind should be able to recognize it in the sense that there should be roadmaps and pathways in your mind that can lead you there. In that way, it no longer becomes a wish list. It's already a goal. You are driven. See, what drives you is a sense of direction. It's not just the excitement of a goal. Many of us are crumbling under the weight, under the excitement of, oh, I have this goal. How will I achieve it? How will I achieve it? This goal is big. What's the pathway to get there? What is it? That's what you need to find. So you need to check, is it a wish list or a goal? Set that one clearly in your mind. If you think it's still a wish list, cancel it out. Just be very realistic with yourself. Now, the second thing I'll talk about is lack of capacity. You know, I said it earlier. There's some things you cannot do at this stage. Nobody is downplaying you. It is just the truth. Because you have not built the capacity for it. I'll also talk more about that right? So if you lack the skill, if you lack the exposure, the resources to solve problems, right, the goal will just remain in your mind. And you know what? You now start feeling guilty. I set out to achieve this goal. I cannot achieve it. And slowly, you begin to lose the ability to believe yourself. See, some of us, we are very passionate before. Oh, I'm passionate about this, passionate about that. Before you know, your passion just faded down the line. I've been there. Yes, I have been there. So I understand it. See, nothing is wrong with you. You are probably not just, try the word, you are not just, probably you lied to yourself. Let me just use it that way. Probably you are not realistic with yourself enough, right? You wanted to do this, you wanted to do this, you wanted to do that. You didn't even create the right pathways in your mind. You didn't push yourself through the path to achieve that thing. And one thing I realized is that once you set goals and you don't achieve it, you start telling yourself that you are not someone who keeps your word. Your mind starts telling you that you are not capable of doing so, and so. Do you get it? I want to talk about something. Yes, I want to talk about the principle of building self-efficacy and all. See, if you think you don't believe in yourself, it's because your mind does not have enough track record to tell you that this is possible.
Mhm.
Mind does not have enough track record to believe that this is possible. So one thing you want to be a goal setter and achiever is to build enough track records in your mind. It's like building a portfolio in your mind that teaches you about the possibility. See, okay, I want to organize an event where 1,000 people would gather, but one, you've never even hosted an hangout. You've never even hosted a virtual meeting. You've not gathered 100 people. Let me tell you the truth. Your mind does not have enough track record to believe that that goal of bringing 1,000 people into a room is possible.
Mhm.
Do you get it? So
Yeah.
you need the skill, you need the exposure, you need anyways, I'm just going to talk more about this. Every point leads to the other. Every point leads to the other. Okay? So the next one I'll talk about is poor system and structure. Of course, we should all know that goals without systems are just intentions waiting to be forgotten. Poor systems and structure. You have a goal, but there's nothing there to lead you there. And something about system and structure is that it is daily. Like it is daily. See, I shared a scenario in subsequent slides. I'm going to talk more about that there. And then the next one is misaligned motivation. So many of us, we have goals for self-aggrandization, like for personal gratification. Because there's a burning passion in our heart to solve a problem, or we are driven by love for humanity. That's the truth. Okay, so now I want to say something. The reason why you start something and you stop is because you still think it's about yourself. Now, let me repeat it. The reason why you start something and you lose motivation at the middle is because you still think that goal is about you. So you can decide whether to stop or not. Now imagine if there is a burning passion in your heart. There is a solution you want to provide for humanity. See, that vision, that problem already keeps you accountable that you cannot stop. Why? It's not about me. It's not about my convenience. It's not about the relief I want to feel at the time. It's about the fact that there's a burning passion in my heart, right? I have a problem to solve, so I cannot stop. I cannot choose to stop because it is not about me, right? So that's one of the reasons why goals fail. Oh, I said it out. I just lost motivation. Lost motivation? Like, it's not about motivation. See, what really drives is not even motivation. It's like an inner drive motivated by something that is way beyond you. So that's where you keep your eyes focused on. It's not about you. I'm not even going to lie. Yes, it goes to feel good. Sorry. I've tried to achieve stuff. Oh, I'm hearing myself. Okay. Okay, that stops now. Yes, I have tried to achieve stuff before because I know that after doing this, it will make me feel good. Oh, yes, I was able to organize this. Oh, I was able to pull this off. It makes a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense. So many of us have been there, right? But one thing I just wanted to know is that it's not sustainable. If your goals are still all about you, then it's not sustainable. It must be beyond you. Let me just keep it that way. Oh, our time is going really fast. Let's just move on to the next. All right, setting better goals. As I said earlier, you cannot deceive your mind. You really cannot. You just have to be, share his word, humble enough to just face the fact about where you are. I wrote something here. Okay. If you must move from point A to B, you must first be realistic about where you are. See, you cannot move to point B if you are not realistic about where you are currently standing. Like, if you still lie to yourself about who you are, about what you can do, about what you've achieved, to be very honest, you can't take the next step forward. It's just like trying to book a ride. The 4 asks you, where are you? Where is your destination? If you are not realistic about where you are, you can't move from that place, right? So you cannot deceive your mind. You're allowed to dream big. Please dream as big as possible. But as I said earlier, you must submit yourself to the process of learning that helps you realize your dreams. And don't forget that big dreams actually require discipline to processes. Don't forget processes. And as much as you're submitting to processes, make sure you try your best to move as fast as possible. If you can stretch twice more, stretch twice more. If you can stretch 3 times more, stretch 3 times more. But I would just say that just make sure you are disciplined enough to follow the laws of processes, right? So I wrote here that the vision sets the direction and the systems get you there. Let's talk more about it. So if you have questions, please just note them down. Please just note them down so that we can have a richer conversation after this. I have about 10 slides anyways, and I want to see how I can run through them as soon as possible. So how to set better goals? First, be a long-term thinker. Be a long-term thinker. Yes. See, your 6-month goal should be a subset of what you aim to achieve in 2 to 3 years or more. Right? So you already have, okay, let's say you've not seen what the next 10 years or 5 years would look like, but you should at least like have an understanding of what you want the next 2, 3 years should look like, right? So it shows that you have a vision. I'm not just setting goals just because, oh, I have to set goals and I have to move, right? I already have a 2-year, 5-year vision, right? So within that 5 year is what I want to achieve in the next 6 months. And what I'm going to achieve in the next 6 months is going to lead me to what I want to achieve in the next 1 year. So be a long-term thinker. Make sure that every goal you are setting is leading you to the next, right? It's just like climbing a step. That's what they call it, climbing the ladders of success. Is a ladder you are trying to climb. Climbing the ladders of success, right? So the second thing you want to do is to identify your motivation. So what's burning in your heart? What's burning in your heart? So make sure that everything you're achieving is rooted in service to others. Service to others, right? Your goals must be bigger than you. It cannot be about you. It should not be about you. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Right. So another thing that can also help you to set goals better is to compartmentalize your life, in the sense that you want to make it easier for your mind to grasp. Okay, let's say, for example, I want to set career goals. This is what I want to achieve in my career. So this is what I want to achieve in my own personal life. This is the manner of person I want to become. Right. So you can set goals for the manner of person you want to become. It might not be, okay, now let me give you an example. Okay, I want to be a person who is very courageous. Right. So what do? So what are my fears? I write them down. How can I deal with this fear? Okay, I find it difficult to approach people and have conversations with them. I find it difficult to make new friends. I find it difficult to speak in gatherings and meetings. I find it difficult to speak in public. So what are you now going to do? You start dealing with those fears one after the other. So now, don't forget, I'm talking about setting goals for the manner of person you want to become. Okay, I want to become a person who is confident and courageous enough to do this, and that. Now, I always tell people that I have not met anyone who was as shy as I used to be. I have not met that person. I have not met that person, and I still want to meet the person. I mean, mine was not just shyness. It was, and like I was already certain that it was already a mental disorder. Like, no jokes. It was very bad. I can tell you that there was a point in my life where I did not go out for a minimum of 6 years. I mean, my own house. Yes, I did not step out of my house for like 2 years. I'm sure you're wondering, did you not go to school? Did you not go to church? My school was in my compound. I did not go to a big school. Did you not go to church? Well, I think maybe there was just a point in my life where church was not really okay. I'll say my family did not really. I think the was time we didn't really do church for a while, right? So that's it. I remember the first time I stepped out of my house. People knew that there's one girl in this compound, right? There's one girl in this compound. We have seen her before, we know. The day I stepped out, God, I thought I was going to die. I cannot forget. There's one woman in my there's one woman in my neighborhood. Her voice is like loudspeaker. In fact, I don't know why she's not an evangelist. She just shouted. If you're Yoruba, you guess it. She was like, Ele ati jade o. Oh my goodness. This was just I wanted to go back. Like one voice in my mind just said, if you go back, you will never come out again. And that day I swallowed my shame. My legs were shaking. I was moving bit by bit. My hands were on the fence. Oh my goodness. I felt like when I was going to die. And that day I told myself, I will never, I just said, okay, I've started this and I'm never going to go back. Was it easy? It was not easy. I want to speak in public and I can't even face one person. I'm telling you, there was a point in my life that I could not face one person to look at this person and talk to this person. I mean, this span for years. No, like I can't even begin to tell you all this story because when I look back, I feel like I've been one of the most crude persons to ever exist. Like, if you had seen me when I was younger, I'm not even kind of person you would even admire or someone to even try to associate with. Yes, I'm telling you. But I had a vision. This is the manner of person I want to become. And I did everything possible to stay committed to it. I can tell you for a fact that I am a public speaker. Yes, I've spoken to hundreds of, I've been privileged to speak in different places. Yeah, different places. I'm just trying to count the number of physical events and virtual events I've been privileged to speak at, and I'm just like, oh, it's been quite a lot between 2025, between the spaces of 2025 and this year. It should be up to 40. Yes, I've been privileged to speak in physical events, virtual events, and it's been awesome. Let me just tell you the truth. I didn't start out that way. I was very, very crude. Let me just tell you the truth. But then I had a vision for the manner of person I wanted to become. I'm not there yet, but I can tell you that I'm not where I used to be. So you can set a vision for the manner of person you want to become. You can set a vision, you can set a goal for your career, you can set a goal for your work and your relationship with God, for everything about your life, right? So let's just move on. Okay. Okay, so goals don't survive without systems. Goals do not survive without systems, right? So systems are like the building blocks for the achievement of your goals. So let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, I want to be the best public speaker in the nation in the next 5 years. So what do? I'm not going to start out by saying that, oh, I want to speak on stage 1. Let me speak. No. It's not going to be like that. So the first thing you might want to start doing is, let's say every day, I'll make sure I add value. You can't speak if you don't have value to offer, right? Before even trying to build the skill, you must try to build yourself. So you could start by saying, okay, let me start sending voice notes every day. Let me start recording 1 minute of myself every day and listen to myself speak, right? I do that every day. See, system is not something that is achieved in a day. See, systems are built with routines and habits. It's something you do every day that becomes a part of you, that becomes a system. Something you do every day, repeatedly, consistently, that becomes a part of you, right? System is like, I brush my teeth every day. It's already part of my life. I have my bath every day. It's part of my life. That's exactly how it should be. Until it becomes a part of your life, it's not yet a system. Do you understand? And secondly, there's a whole lot to say about system actually, and I don't want to stress it too much. I'm trying to watch the time and and wrap this up as soon as possible so we can have our conversation. So I'm just going to ask you to read The Atomic Habits by James Clear. Oh my God, it's practical. It contains everything you have to do to achieve your goals, because we always fall, we rise and fall to the level of our systems. We rise and fall to the level of our systems. So if there's no system to back up any goal you want to achieve, you cannot achieve it. You cannot, right? So let's move on to the next. Okay, I've touched this a bit. So the chain of achievements. See what this. Okay, so it is habits that make up systems, right? Systems help you to shoulder your goals. Systems help you shoulder your goals, and then your goal should always be towards a vision, right? So habits and routines help you set systems, right? Systems help you achieve your goals, and your goals, words are should be tied to a vision. It's your goals that lead you towards a vision. Okay. So I've already given this example already. If you want to be a public speaker in 5 years, talk about your daily practice, talk about the exposure you need, the experience you need to gather, volunteering for events, taking on speaking opportunities when you have the opportunity to, making sure you add value, creating daily habits of reading every day, practice public speaking every day, raising up your hand to your class to share ideas and contribute to meaningful conversations, stuff like that. Okay. I love this one actually. So in setting your goals, to be very honest with you, system building can be boring. But one of the things that helps you to build systems around your life is an identity. You are not someone who's trying to achieve this goal. You are already that person. For example, I am not just a person who is trying to organize an event. I am an event organizer. I am an impact-driven leader. So I organize impactful events. I am not just trying to read books every day. I am already a reader. So I'm responding to my identity by reading every day. So if I don't read every day, something feels off. Why? Because it's my identity. So one of the things that makes you to wake up every day and have your bath, clean up and freshen up is because you believe that you are a clean person. Let me just put it that way. It's because you believe that, oh, I am someone who takes my hygiene seriously, right? So because of that, you respond by waking up every day to clean up yourself and freshen up. So it's the same mindset you should apply towards your goal setting. I'm not struggling to read every day. I am not trying to do this. I am this person, so I respond to this by doing this. So everything I'm trying to say here is trying to help you deal with, is to help you build the right person towards achieving a goal, right? Because there are so many things I can say about motivation, do this and do that, but if we don't fix the person behind achieving the goal setting will not be possible, or achieving your goal will not be possible. So many of the struggles you are having is not, I can say that is not necessarily a courage problem or a problem of I cannot do this. It's just because you've probably not just fixed the person behind achieving the goal. That's one of the things I've noticed so far, right? So stay committed to your routines, and routines are built on consistency. And don't forget, you have to build an identity that backs up your goals. You're not struggling to do this. I am not a person, I'm not someone who is learning. Oh, I can't really speak in public, or I'm just learning. I don't understand you. I'm a public speaker, so I respond by speaking well. So if I believe that I am a public speaker, right, I will be moved to practice daily, right? I will be moved to raise up my hands and contribute to meaningful conversations. So that's it. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so here's an idea I also want to share. I think I've talked about this before. So building capacity. Building capacity. So make sure your goals are not just a wish list. You can write down your goals. This is what I want to do. But make sure you find a roadmap that leads you there. What manner of person must I become to be able to achieve this? That's how you should think. Sorry. What manner of person must I become for me to be able to achieve or pull off this kind of thing? So that one you should keep asking yourself, what manner of person must I become? Dream as big as possible. Write down your goals, make it big as possible. But don't forget to ask yourself, what manner of person must I become to achieve this? What processes must I submit myself to be able to achieve this? If you have a big goal, don't forget, start small, increase the pace progressively. Why should you start small? It's not because you are small. You are trying to build track records in your mind that helps your mind to believe that this big goal is possible. I want to organize an event. Don't forget, you could start from an hangout. Build enough track records in your mind. See, you can wear off self-doubt by taking actions. You can wear off self-doubt by taking actions. Teach your mind to believe in yourself. That's the law of self-efficacy. You can go read about it. Building self-efficacy. You can wear off self-doubt, right? See, there's some goals you write down, and your mind will just laugh and be like, "Oh, you that you could not do this. Is it you that want to do this?" That's the truth. So you must teach your mind to believe that this is possible. So let's just move on from this. I think there's an issue with this slide. Okay, this is exactly what was supposed to be contained in this slide. Okay, for example, you have a goal to bring together 2,000 people for an event, but you have to ask yourself question, do I have the influence to pull off this amount of people? And one thing I realized, let me just say this. One thing I realized that some people are trying to fate it. Is the word fate it? Or, okay, God said this. So because God said that, okay, I can pull off 2,000 persons, you know, you've not built capacity for it. For me, I believe that in working with God, I don't know if everyone here is a Christian, but this is the way I see it. I believe that God shows you what is possible. When He tells you things about yourself or what He shows you what is possible and what provisions He has made available for you to achieve this. So it's not led for you to build capacity to get there, right? It does not mean necessarily you should not say, oh, because God has said it, wow, so it's not going to happen automatically. My dear, it's not going to happen automatically. Okay, let's say, for example, and let's say God has shown you a possibility of bringing together 2,000 persons. You just need to learn, find the steps that, find the processes that lead you there. I can say faith is like a muscle that you build, right? It's a muscle that you build, right? So ask yourself, do I have enough influence to pull together this amount of people? How many people even know me? Well, let's just keep that. Don't forget to also scale progressively. Let's say you want to organize an event for 2,000 persons. You could start hosting an hangout, building influence on social media, talking about what you do. Start by organizing an event for 3,000 persons, grow over time, dream big, follow the laws of processes. Okay. And now this is the last slide. Can I move on?
You have less than 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
4
So
minutes precisely.
all right. Thank you so much. So let me just talk about this last part. So if you're going to set the goals for the next 6 months of this year, so I'm going to just say that you should approach the second half of the year with a clean mind. Get over the guilt of whatever you've been unable to achieve. Just start like I'm starting all over again. Okay, I could not achieve this last year. Oh, I have achieved this. It makes sense. Just put the past in the past. Approach this next 6 months like share his word, like a clean slate, like a newborn baby just trying to walk through life again. Right? So revisit your vision. Make sure your goals connect to a burning passion, because that is the drive that is going to push you there. Right? And okay, I know some people might be like, oh, passion is not always enough, passion is not always enough. But to be very honest, there should be something that drives you. There should be something that drives you. It could be a pain in your heart. See, the Bible even says that Jesus endured the cross because of the joy that was set before him. So what is set before you to drive you through the path? So do you understand? Something must be set before you, right? To drive you to the processes. Don't forget, build your system. For every goal you set, you must build the systems to get you there. Build the systems, and don't forget to also create habits and routines. Someone says something like, your routines are a prophecy of your future, right? Your routines are a prophecy of your future, right? So what you do every day is what's going to lead you towards that big picture you see. Okay. And don't forget to also learn to, for easy execution, you could compartmentalize your life, right? Set goals for your personal development, for the manner of person you want to become. So now let me explain it this way. Let's say, for example, for the first part of this year, let's say, for example, I want to be courageous enough to build meaningful relationships. Or so the first thing you could do, you could set a goal to read 2 books on relationship building. And you could set a goal to connect and intentionally grow, build relationship with, let's say, 2 persons every week, right? And you could also decide to push yourself to go for a networking event and connect with people physically. You could go a step further to maybe print your business card, or make networking more, more intentional, right? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So just make sure that once you have a goal, create roadmaps in your mind, create systems that can help you achieve these goals. So with that, I drop the mic. Thank you for listening. Now the floor is open for questions.
Thank you very much, Gloria. I know it's been a long night, but I really want to appreciate this immense value given to us tonight. So I want everyone to go ahead and share their key takeaway. And if you have questions, just raise your hand. Why they do that? In fact, I can say that my mind has been transformed by this meeting. So one thing you said that really caught my attention is that not everything has to be goals. Like, you can just make other things wishes. I realized that some of the things I actually said as goal are not rooted in reality. I could have just made them wishes and set goals that are within my capacity to achieve. Thank you very much for that. The other thing I learned is that your mind is a muscle. So your capacity to fulfill bigger goals is backed up by your track record in achieving similar things. So you want to do 2,000 events. Have you done 100? Have you done 200? It gives you the muscle power to take on bigger things. Thank you very much. I'm sharing my own point of view now. Everybody, I want to invite you to also share. The third thing I learned from tonight's meeting is that identity is deeper than system. If we can change who we are, it's easier for us to achieve that thing we want to achieve. So you want to be a person that I've read 100 books in a year. Why not first become the kind of person that reads every day? And that's harder and that's deeper. Thank you, thank you. And the last thing you said that actually struck me deeply is that approach the next 6 months like as it is as it is like a clean slate. So I think I can recalibrate, sit down now and set fresh goals. So I'll just take the last 6 months as the end of the year and then set fresh goals for the next 6 months. Thank you very much. Before I ask my question, I want to invite everyone on the call to also, if they want to share their key takeaway, but we don't have time. So the maximum each person will have is 1 minute. And when Gloria is responding, she will be responding very, very fast. So who else wants to share or wants to ask a question? Courage, open your mic and speak. No, he's not somebody very courage. I'm just highlighting one key thing that we strongly believe in is courage.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mary.
I want to appreciate the host and our speaker. Thank you for this opportunity and for sharing with us this I call it gold. So I have a question though. So imagine you already set up your goals, like you have set of goals that you're trying to achieve, and at the end of the day, you have like step by step on how to get them. But while on the journey, trying to achieve your goal, you find out that your initial process is not gonna work. I don't even understand that part. Like it's not going to work. Then how do you go about it again? Should you set new goals or find a way around it or just push through or I don't know. Can you just, share more about that?
Hi, Gloria. Did you get a question? Hello, Gloria. We can't hear you. You can hear us. The camera is freezing. Okay, thank you very much. While Gloria responds, is there any other person with any question? So she could just answer together.
I have a question. Actually, two questions.
Okay.
I'll try to be fast. When you were making an introduction about Leaders Coven, you mentioned three things that are specific about the initiative, the organization, which is character, excellence, and courage. Now, when you mentioned courage, you give an example about how courage is like the bedrock of achieving things. I mean, mixed with excellence and character. But the example you gave got me wondering, was it really courage that made David get the head of Goliath and feed it to the birds of the air? Or was it something, an external force, which I'm going to clearly state God, right? Because if Saul decided to be, Saul was a giant as well. So if he decided to say, I'm going to be courageous and face my fellow giant, do you think he would have come out at the top of that battle? Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I'm also going to connect it to what Gloria said about some people want to faith it and all of that. But is it not wisdom to like understand the vision? I remember how she puts it, something about habits, systems, goals, and visions. I'm still going to use the same example you use. It was from the vision. I remember an angel appeared to David sometime, angel of war or something like that is in the Bible, to let him know that he's gonna win a battle, and that's where his courage came from. So it's not from the visions that habits are bettered, or rather systems are bettered, that now creates certain habits. Let me explain what I mean. And sometimes it's really not even deliberate, because it's his father that caused him to rear the cattle, the sheep, right? So it's in that place that he learned how to use a slinger, what they call catapult.
Mhm.
It's in that place that he learned, he kept on, probably had to pursue certain animals away from the animals he was rearing, and he
Yeah.
learned how to use that perfectly, and that was what gave him the victory in the end. So it now, he had goals from there, from the
Yeah.
vision he bettered goals to come out of that place. He just didn't know how, he just knew that it was gonna happen. He now created a system, or rather a system was created for him, and
Yeah.
habits grew from there. Doesn't make sense. So now that's my first question. Is it really about courage, or is it an external force that bets things like this? So my second question now is, how does a 9 to 5 really apply this knowledge? Because let me use myself as I'm sorry, I'm taking more than 1 minute, guys. Sorry. But like, how does, well, I worked as a 9 to 5, or rather a 6 to 9, because I'll leave the house by like 6 a.m. I'll be closing work by 9 p.m., coming back home by like 10 p.m. Where is the room to, create habits that will actually feed my passion? Let's say I want to be a speaker, like you said, now a public speaker. Like, where's the room to, even if I have to be working back to back to back, where's the room to read books? Where's the room to create 1 minute voice notes and tell myself I'm gonna do this? I'm one day gonna stand on the podium and speak to a number of people. How does someone like inculcate this lesson now in such a life, in that kind of a routine? Do you get?
All right. Yeah, I get. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've noted the questions down. Is there another person with any questions? So we just answer everything at once. Another person? Okay. So if you have any question, just drop it in the chat box. If you're not able to answer, we'll answer maybe in subsequent engagement. So Gloria, okay, let me see. There are two questions directed to you. There's one directed to me. And I want you to answer it in less than 5 minutes. Number one is that you set a goal. You realize that the plan you have for that goal cannot get you that goal. Do you abandon the goal, or you set a new plan? That's the first question, if I get it right. The second question for you is that, okay, you are 6 to 9. You wake up at 6 a.m. You get home at 9 p.m. Where do you actually have the time to build a
It's
system?
breaking so bad. I can't really hear you.
Hey, can anybody hear me?
Like, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I think it's better now.
It's better now. Did you hear the question I asked?
No, I didn't.
Okay, the first question is that I set a goal at the beginning of the year. Then in March, I realized that the plan I have will not get me this goal. Like, I don't have a plan that will effectively get me the goal. So the question is that, do I abandon the goal or set a new plan? Do you get that?
Okay, yes.
The
Well,
second
it
question,
depends on
wait, sorry to interrupt you
right.
because of our time.
All right.
The second question is that I'm in 9 to 5. Let me say 6 to 9.
Okay.
I leave house by 6 a.m. I get back home at 9 p.m. Where do I have the room to actually build any system, to read any book, to motivate myself? I want to be a public speaker. When do I have the time to actually invest anything in myself? So those are the two questions I want you to answer in like 5 minutes.
All right. Thank you very much. So the first question is if you should abandon the goal or not. So it depends on what the goal is like, right? So let's say you set a goal to do something big, instead of you to just quit quit achieving that goal. I think the best you should do is, what is the smallest this goal that I can achieve? Create an MVP for your goal. You can create an MVP. MVP is called minimum viable product, right? It's used in product management. So I have a goal. I gave an example of organizing events. Well, I wanted to organize a physical event, but I could not achieve it for some reasons. Why not organize a virtual event instead? Why not organize a physical hangout instead? So you can decide to create a new plan that is more, just what is more realistic. Don't abandon your goal. No, don't. So just make sure you just do something around it. So the next one about being a 9 to 5er and trying to okay. So this one is actually a little how will I put it? To be very honest, if you are doing a 9 to 5 in Lagos, I know and understand how difficult it could be for you to build yourself. You just need twice more strength. Twice what? Twice more strength. Okay, I remember when I was doing a 9 to 5 in Lagos. So did I read? Yes, I read. Did I do the stuff I used to do before? Yes, I did then. I used to wake up by 5 and my place was very far. I did it. So how did I do it? Inside traffic, Lagos traffic is a constant stuff. Inside traffic, I still read books. When I'm walking on the road, I still speak to myself, right? There's always time. Like, I feel so like if something is bubbling in your heart, you always look for a way to let it out. You will always look for a way to let it out. Like, okay, I'm trekking from, let's say I'm trekking down from, let's say, the gate of the estate to my own apartment. And at that moment, I'm speaking to myself, right? I'm inside traffic and I'm reading a book, right? Let's say one of my goals is to build my audience on social media. Like, I've seen people who do 9 to 5 and they are doing well on social media. I feel like there's always a way out. That's just the way I see it. There is always a way out. And and one thing I've just noticed is that when you are growing in your career, there will be a stage where you have to do a lot. But you just make sure that you grow progressively in such a way that you are able to, that's what creates more time for yourself. I don't know, this is quite a lot, but I don't want to, talking about is going to take a whole lot of our time. I don't know if I answered your question. I don't know if I did. I think 5 minutes is.
Okay, thank you very much. The person that asked the question has given a thumbs up. Gloria, I really want to thank you for tonight. I have a question, but I'm not sure our time will actually do justice to the question. My question is that, what are just the basic buckets of life that you need to have a goal in? A lot of people are still new to this goal setting thing. They don't really know, okay, what, in fact, I think one of the most formal conversations I ever had around goal is that, do I actually need goals for every area of my life? Why not just focus on what's urgent to me at this moment? So it's a question, do you actually need goals in everything you need to do or achieve, or you just focus on what's important to you? And can you do that in 30 seconds?
Okay, let's see how. I wish, because this is already, this is actually, it's a lot, right? So do you need goals for every bucket of your life? I would say yes, to make it simpler for you to lead every. But if you ask me a question, I would say that one of the most important things you can do for yourself is to become. I know we place so much stress around goals, around execution, around this and that. But if you ask me, I would say that one of the first, I would say 5 stages. You need to understand that if you have a goal to do something, one of the first goals you must set is, what manner of person must I become? Don't forget that question. What manner of person must I become to be able to be this kind of person who can maybe execute in this way or do this kind of thing, right? So if you ask me, do we need goals for every area of our life? I would say that yes, you could have a vision for your life. I would say a vision is a subset of many goals. So I have a vision. This is one vision for my life. So under this vision, these are the goals I need to achieve to get here. So I hope I was able to answer this question in a short while.
Yes, thank you very much. Sorry for all the time pressure. We are really short on time. So the third question was directed to me. The question is that, okay, David conquered Goliath not just by courage alone. God spoke to him, God anointed him. And the question is that, is it always about courage or sometimes there's external force at work? For me, I'm a data guy. Everybody that conquered in the Bible, did God speak to all of them? Ask me. The answer is no. Or let me put it differently. Everybody God spoke to, did they all conquer? The answer is no. They were just spies sent to the land of Canaan. God has spoken to these guys. They've seen all the miracles. In fact, if anybody should believe, they should be the one, right? And they got to the land of Canaan. They said they were like grasshoppers in their sight, and those guys died in the wilderness. So what do we say about that? Do we say that, okay, God did not speak to them? God spoke to them. Can we say that God was not sure? God was sure. In fact, those that stayed and believed entered the land of Canaan. So clearly, we can say that God speaking to you is not enough. Courage is still and is stronger. And in fact, when Joshua became the leader of the children of Israel, God told him specifically, only be courageous.
Yes, without courageous. Yes.
Yeah, without
yes.
courageous. Because even if God speaks to you 1 billion times, if you are not courageous, brah, you are not going anywhere. And those that are courageous, that God did not speak to, they will take the word. Alexander the Great, there's no record that God appeared to him and spoke to him, but that guy had a vision to conquer the world, and he believed strongly in it, and he just took on the word. He did things that his father Philip did not do. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that data points to the fact that with courage, you do more than an average person. And if you do more than an average person, I mean, that's a good deal. So I want to appreciate everyone for your time tonight. Gloria, we really learned a lot from you. I will not lie to you. You actually helped us recalibrate. I think one key takeaway is that everybody needs to step back. In fact, it's good to just have an eraser. Just erase all your goals for the last 6 months and set new ones based on your progress so far and the new things you've learned. So somebody was asking, how do you differentiate between bucket list and goal? Gloria, you answered that one and sent to me, and then I'll forward it to the person answering the question.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I really want to appreciate everyone for your time tonight. I know it's been a different schedule. It used to be on Sunday. We are more relaxed. Today is Tuesday. People are going to work tomorrow. But you still managed to show up. You are the real MVP. Thank you very much. I know Gloria herself is still resting from the stress of Brain Conference. I know how stressful it can be to be here. And I really want to appreciate you for coming around, for dishing so much value. And we are not paying Gloria, guys. We don't have money to pay Gloria. Gloria is in this pro bono. Please let me appreciate Gloria. I mean, we are so grateful. The least we can do is to be grateful and to really appreciate how much you've given to us for free of charge. We don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So guys, thank you for coming tonight. We'll meet again the last Sunday in the month of July, and we'll be talking about self-awareness. So, I mean, it's just good to talk about self-awareness. We're into the next 6 months of the year. Let's talk a little bit about what really matters in life and how can we really focus on what makes for peace and prosperity. I mean, it will be a nice session again, to be more deeper conversation, and I hope you all be around. So that's it for tonight. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll be in touch with you. The videos will be out on YouTube very soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.